Welcome back to Through Inquisitive Kids. In this lesson, we're going to be learning the powers of a product property, and it is going to be part 2 of lesson 2, chapter 7. So we've already learned the product of powers property and the power of a power property. In this lesson, we're going to be learning another property from the laws of exponents, the powers of a product property. In the next lesson, we're going to be learning the quotient of powers property, and then we're going to be learning how to use the scientific notation to rewrite smaller numbers, multiplication with monomials, polynomials, and integrals. And then after that, we're going to be learning two very important formulas that will help you in future problems. They're called the square difference formula and the perfect square formula. And then after that, we're going to be learning how to divide integrals, polynomials, and monomials. Our learning goals for today is understand and master the operation rule of the product of powers property. And then we're going to master the derivation process. That's a fancy word. Derivation means how to prove the product of powers property, and then we're going to learn how to be able to apply it flexibly to all sorts of problems. Here's some review. I want you to calculate these two expressions. So for this first problem, you'll get 10 to the 6th power because we used the product of powers property in this problem. You add up the exponents together, but the 10, which is the base number, stays the same. Remember, over here, you might not see any exponents in the first 10, but actually it's a 1. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. And then this is x to the 10th power because you multiply the 5 and the 2 together to make 10. The first problem was using the product of powers property. A to the mth power times a to the nth power equals a to the m plus nth power. And the second problem was using the powers of a product property, which is a to the mth to the nth power, which equals a to the mnth power. But remember, m and n are both positive integers. We're not working with negatives yet. I want you to try to simplify both of these expressions right now. First, pause the video and try to figure it out yourself. So for the first expression, we can expand the second power into ab times ab, and then you can mix it up a little bit to make it a times b, and then you'll end up with a squared times b squared. And then for the second expression, we also expand it into ab times ab, and then you put the a's together and the b's together separately to get a cubed times b cubed. So yeah, this is the powers of a product property. So basically what happened was this 2, or this exponent, was basically kind of like distributed in, pulled in on top of each factor separately to get a 2 on top of the a and another 2 on top of the b. Same thing for 3. The 3 is pulled on top and over each factor to get a cubed times b cubed. And the solution over here is the derivation process of the powers of a product property. It proves why this property is true. So now I want you to simplify ab to the nth power. Remember, we just went over the derivation process of this property. So remember, n gets pulled over the a and gets pulled over the b to get a to the nth power times b to the nth power. And then over here we have ab to the nth power, which equals ab times ab times ab times ab times ab, blah, 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 blah. And there is a total of an n number of ab's multiplied together. And so you sort the a's together and then you sort the b's together. There is an n number of A and there is an n number of B. And then you get a to the nth power times b to the nth power. When you are using the powers of a product property, you just bring the exponent on top of each factor that's part of the base. So ab to the nth power is equal to a to the nth times b to the nth power. And n is a positive integer. Does this property work for 3 or, sorry, this is not of, it's or more factors in the base 2? So if it's abc to the nth power, it's still the same thing. You pull the n on top of each factor. A to the nth power times b to the nth power times the c to the nth power. Class summary. So today we learned about the powers of a product property. You can use this property back and forth. You don't have to go from the left to the right. In problems, in word problems, you could go from the right to the left too. So you have to do whatever helps you. This is the powers of a product property, and n is a positive integer. ab to the nth power equals a to the nth power times b to the nth power. You just bring the exponent on top of each of the factors separately. And remember, it's the same thing if we squeezed a c in here. It's the same thing with 4 factors, 5 factors. The property is still the same.